Hey, ladies and gentlemen, KocoSports.com proudly presents the Boom Boom Room. And of course, I am the sexiest man on all Internet Wrestling Radio. That's right, Boom Boom here, shaking the room, live from the RVA, Richmond, Virginia. Well, kids, another SmackDown is in the books, and of course, we're going to ask the question that we ask each and every review that we do here at KocoSports.com, and that is win, loss, or tie. So down here in the comment section, please tell me what you thought about tonight's show. Did you give it a win, a loss, or a tie, and why? I will tell you this. Overall, I'm going to give the show a win, but I'm disappointed with it. Now, some people are like, you know, just pulling at that whole Jackie Chan, like, what? Hear me out. I liked the show. I thought the matches, what little there were, they were okay. It's just that I'm kind of feeling frustrated with SmackDown as of late because I know that it doesn't count. I mean, there's no continue. I mean, there's only continuing within SmackDown. They're not going to use any of this to further anything on Raw. Raw is really not going to bring any of this up. And it doesn't count. This is like an NFL preseason game. You just kind of get out there, you go through the motions, and win or lose, it doesn't matter. It doesn't count. Who cares? And I think that's disappointing with SmackDown because of all their mainstream products, I think SmackDown is one of their better shows. I definitely think it's better than Raw. And face it, main event and superstars really don't count for anything. NXT is its own thing. And you know, SmackDown, I mean, it's decent, but it doesn't count. It's just glorified. It's a glorified house show. That's all that SmackDown's become, and it's kind of frustrating with me because I'm kind of losing motivation to watch it because it's like, you know, they can put on the best 5-star matches there, but what does it matter? I mean, it doesn't count. They don't bring it back up. They don't bring it up any other time. It's forgotten about, and it's just overall, it's just disappointing. So down here in the comment section, if you happen to check it out, please let me know what you thought. Or if you're thinking about watching it and you want to find out what this whole thing's cracked up to be, I'll just tell everybody, you know, check it out. Let's see here. Like I said, there was only 4 matches. There's not much to this. It started out with a Seth Rollins promo, which went on, I kid you not, for 10 minutes. It started out with a Divas match, Charlotte on the newly named PCB because, fuck it, thinking out real names are really hard, and Naomi representing Team Bad. Match was actually, it was pretty decent. I mean, it wasn't, I think it was better than their match the other week. Charlotte, you know, they used a lot of rest holds in this match. Charlotte got in a few chops and a spear. She backdropped Naomi to the outside. By the time they got her back in, she locked on the figure 8. Got the win via submission. Definitely another longer Divas match, which is always good. This thing it wasn't quite 10 minutes, but it went under 10 minutes. But that's better than like the 3-minute, slap fest that they used to do. So I'll take that. I really think the new girls coming in right now have really elevated the roster. Somebody asked the other night during the war rooms, like, well, should they bottom up one at a time? Should they overflood it? I'm like, no, you really needed to flood it. You really needed to flood the Divas division with the new talent. Because if you bring them in 1 or maybe 2 at a time, you run the risk of having them kind of absorbed into the system like they did with Emma and Paige. I mean, both were great wrestlers in NXT, and if you don't believe me, go back and check out some of their old stuff. They're good. They can wrestle. Emma right now is probably the best she's been in probably about 2 or 3 years. Wrestling a heel is doing amazing. Paige, she won the NXT Women's Championship and held the Divas Championship at the same time. And granted, she had to relinquish the Divas, the NXT Women's title, because she was going up to the roster full time. They came in, but they just got absorbed into the fight. They just became another generic diva. Well, now that you got, Charlotte, Becky, and Sasha in there, now it's shaking it up. I mean, I can't believe I'm calling for this, but some people have asked, we usually if there starts to be some decent women's matches, or they have like a lot of women in there, it's like, oh, should we bring back the women's tag team championship? And normally I shake my head and say, no, they don't have enough people, or they don't have enough teams to carry. Well, right now you got 3 different factions. You've got some other women there that aren't really doing anything. I know Layla yeah, Layla's retired. Summer Rae's doing her own thing, but she's not going to be doing that Rusev gimmick forever. Rosa, excuse me, is on the shelf. She's pregnant, and it's Layla who retired. Yeah, Layla retired. Rosa's pregnant, but Summer Rae's not going to do that. And plus, they're going to be moving up some new people. Bailey's going to come up sooner rather than, well, after a few months, she's coming up. So I think you would almost have enough where you can bring that back. I don't think those belts, I think they relinquished those titles back in 1983. I think, hell, some of you weren't even born. I mean, hell, I think in 83, I think I might have still been in diapers in 83. I mean, it's been a long time. I mean, the Glamour Girls were the last champions, and even at that point, they really weren't defended all that often. So I'm going to go ahead and call for it now. I say if you're serious about the Divas division, if you're serious about bringing up new talent and developing the talent you have, I think that's another element that can be added. Bringing the Divas, I guess we could call it like the Divas Tag Team Championships, or hell, go into Titan Towers, go down in the basement, and dust those women's tag team titles off, pull them out. I mean, hell, I would like to actually see either have the Glamour Girls, or even, I'm going to go way back here, the Jumping Bomb Angels, maybe present them to the winners. That's old, baby. That's old. But I like the progress they're making here. Let's see, Ryback came out and cut a promo. He, talked. I like that he talked about the curse of the IC title, but he says, it's the positive message just that kept him going. And sooner or later, it's going to be feeding time, and that was it. Next, we had Luke Harper versus Roman Reigns, hyping up the tag match for SummerSlam. Smell a rat with that tag match. It's SummerSlam. But I'll tell you what my theories are on it when we start doing the pay-per-view profits. That'll be coming up with the next week. Dave and I will kind of run down, let you know who we think's going to win what, and what our predictions are. And you can play along too, and you can win bragging rights. But this is it started out, Luke Harper kind of taking an early lead. Of course, Bray Wyatt and Dean Ambrose on the outside, they proceeded to get into it. Harper, he hit a super kick. Reigns came back with a backdrop suplex and hit a Superman punch. It looked like he was about to put him away, and then Bray Wyatt interfered. They drew the disqualification. I think it was good for a TV match. I just really wish that they wouldn't put him in these situations, or just not have a fuck finish. I mean, I can understand you want to protect both guys, so don't put them in a situation where, okay, we're just going to – I mean, in normal circumstances, if they did it just every now and then, but this is like a consistent thing with WWE. We're going to take two people we're trying to protect, we're going to put them in a match with each other. Now we've kind of painted ourselves in a corner. To me, that's just old. Let's see. Then Sheamus gave a backstage interview. I honestly didn't care. I skipped it. Next, we had a tag match. It was the New Day being represented by Xavier Woods and Big E taking on the Primetime Players. This is, of course, another big build-up to a tag match at SummerSlam. You had, you had the Primetime Players. They started to take over. Young, he went in there. He showed me a little bit more what he has been doing. So he's been pretty. I think Darren Young, in my opinion, is starting to pull the weight, because to me it was just all Darren Young. Titus O'Neil. Darren Young was to go in there and do some little spots, and then you tag in Titus O'Neil. He brings in the power and gets the win. No, I've been seeing a little bit more. I like his finisher, that gut check that he does. There was a Young, he did a great sequence with the Northern Lights suplex and held on to it. The New Day tried to walk out. The Los Matadores came out. The Lucha Dragons came out. And they stopped New Day from walking out. The Primetime Players yanked New Day back into the ring. Young hit that gut check, got the win. Other than the long, 10 count, the referee was counting 1, and he would look down at his watch, 3 seconds would pass by. 2, look down at his watch a little bit more for another second. 3, it was horrible, but I think it was enjoyable. I don't know. They got to put the belts back on the New Day. It's too early to tell. But I like the progress that both teams are making. Then, believe it or not, we're already to the main event. Of course, this was set up earlier. You had Neville and Cesaro teaming up to take on Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens. Match of the night, in my opinion. This was definitely one of the better ones. Owens and Neville squaring off. Cesaro and Owens. Excuse me. Yeah, take two. Let's pretend everything fucking made sense. Neville and Owens and Cesaro and Rollins were mainly your pairings there. Cesaro, this is towards the end of the match. He took Rollins down with a crossbody, got a near fall. Owens was thrown out of the ring. Rollins managed to hit an enziguri, buckle bombed. Rollins buckle bombed Cesaro. It looked like Cesaro was trying to make a comeback. Was about to hit I'm thinking he was trying to hit a Cesaro swing when Owens interrupted, and this allowed Rollins to roll up Cesaro. He grabbed a hold of the tights, got the 3 count. But afterwards, Cesaro beat up Owens. This allowed Neville to hit the red arrow. Rollins ran away, and the bad guys get their comeuppance. The good guys have their hands raised, have their heads held high towards the end of the match. And that's all there was to it. I'm just kind of disappointed that it was only a 4-match show. The matches they did have were, pretty decent. There's nothing to write home about, and that's the sad thing. They weren't really outstanding. They just didn't suck. I don't know if that's a positive or a negative. Is the matches didn't suck, and really, that's the sad thing is it's not going to count. That's all there really was to it. So, I really apologize that I can't give you a better effort than that. WWE is not putting in that much fucking effort, which makes my job a hell of a lot harder. So, I would tell anybody, if you skip it, you're really not missing anything. But if you just want to watch a WWE product with a focus on wrestling rather than dun-dun-dun-dun, then this is probably be the show for you. So, Charlotte Naomi, pretty good opening match, worth watching. Luke Harper versus Roman Reigns is kind of sketchy. Maybe you want to skip that one if you're not a huge fan of the building up tag match. Speaking of tag team matches, the New Day and Primetime Players, that's pretty good. It's got, the good guys kind of get the last laugh. And the main event, it's worth watching. So that's all I'm really going to say about it, because that's all there is to say about it. So that's going to do it for me. Of course, we're going to have more reviews coming up. Let's see, as I mentioned in the week, we're going to start everything over this Monday with our Monday Night Raw review. Then a little bit later in the week, we will do the War Room, where Dave, myself, and LK from LK Wrestling Reviews, actually Smark and Mark Radio, correcting myself, Smark and Mark Radio, he'll join us, and we'll run down all the Wednesday night shows from 3 continents. Not done anywhere else on the internet. We'll do that coming up, and then also we will have our pay-per-view profits game. It's our pick'em contest. We're going to run down SummerSlam, and we're going to analyze all the matches. We're going to name who our picks are. We're going to play the contest. We're going to have to do double duty with that, because we're also going to have to cover NXT Arrival from Brooklyn. That's coming up on the 22nd, so we'll have to get your picks in for that. So we're going to be busy. We got a lot going on. And of course, you can follow all the action at KocoSports.com. That's KocoSports.com. It's your home for all combat sports. That includes boxing, mixed martial arts, pro wrestling, amateur wrestling, sumo wrestling, taekwondo, kickboxing, judo. If you can get your nose broke doing it, we got you covered there on the site. Be sure to check out our news and gossip section, updated daily, along with our very popular video on demand section. Like, subscribe to us on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. And that's going to do it for me. So this is Boom Boom. And for my partner, Dave Coco, I am over.